It's over. Yeah. Hey Russia, you motherfucker. Did you really think your cream would be a sucker? Another bitch you could suck and then chew. I spit it out like every other bitch you used to. But not this time, low, cause this SMO is just another name for failure. What a shit show. The world is wiser. You paper tiger, your federation's breaking up. We will divide ya. Get out! Get out! Get the fuck out of here! Get out! Get out! Cry me a river, not a tear. Get out! Get out! Take your bullets and your fear. Get out! Get out! No one wants your rusky mirror. Hey Putin, you're done, you're looting. You try to take what isn't yours with your 3-day war. Well, how's it working out for you? Is it going to the plan? Did the lifts inside your shoes make you feel a bigger man? And now your fleet sunk, you little street punk. It's at the bottom of the sea, a rusting pile of coral junk, just like your bomber fleet. It's a strategic joke, trapped inside the spider web, slowly going up in smoke. Get out, get out, get the fuck out of here. Get out, get out. Cry me a river, not a tear. Get out, get out. Take your bullets and your fear. Get out, get out. No one wants your rusky mirror. Hospitals and kindergartens, civilians in their homes, churches, shops, and market stalls. Your missiles, bombs, and drones. Your pregnant women, you don't care. Sleeping children too. You kill for money, nothing else. Your mothers must be so proud of you. So many war crimes for you to do time. The Hague is rolling out the carpet for the red slime. You're such a user, corrupt abuser. Your economy is toast, you fascist loser. You know it won't last. Your time is long past. So take your oil and gas and stick it up your ass. And now the end game will bring the real pain. The final word you ever hear, glory to Ukraine. Get out, get the fuck out of here. Get out, get out. Cry me a river, not a tear. Get out, get out. Take your bullets and your fear. Get out, get out. No one wants your rusty. You're just a liar, the world's pariah. Imperial rebuild was your desire, but now it's too late. You didn't calculate that we are so much stronger than your fear and your hate. My damn was just a start that set us all apart. A passion built on freedom, man, it's coming from the heart. So learn your lesson, we'll take it back then. It's 1989 all over again. Get the fuck out of here. Get out, get out. Cry me a river, not a tear. Get out, get out. Take your bullets and your fear. Get out, get out. No one wants your rusty mirror. It's over, it's over. Go home before it's too late. It's over, it's over. There's nothing left to debate. It's over, it's over. Time to desist and cease. It's over, it's over. You never wanted peace. It's over, it's over. Can't you get it through your head? It's over, it's over. The Soviet Union is dead. It's over, it's over. The age of empires is long gone. It's over, it's over. Ukraine already won. It's over, it's over. Everybody knows. It's over, it's over. Glory to the heroes. It's over, it's over. So get the fuck out of here.
Hello, hello, my dear friends and family. Operator Starsky joins the chat together with legendary Philip Page, author of this amazing, beautiful song. It's my pleasure. Yay! It's my pleasure to see you. How are you?
Доброго вечора.
Hello, hello, my dear friends and Доброго вечора. For some reason, I can hear like a tiny echo there, but I hope that we will remove it.
Доброго вечора. Як справи?
Непогано. Доброго вечора. Ми з України. Як у вас?
Tak. Okay, I just used up my full repertoire of Ukrainian taught to me by my good friend Irina, who's in Ukraine, in Kropyvnytsky. So I hope she's watching. So, hello, Operator Starsky. It's a great honor and privilege to be here.
It's my privilege to have you on this channel, and also big hello to all the family there in the chat, Katalin and Frank, Jane Nosevich, Kaimo Keti, Monstro Lab, Jilke, oh my god, Ali is there as well. Sparky Project's greetings to beautiful Cardiff Oblast, Brigade, and also we have Anna from Ukraine there in the chat. I hope she doesn't mind that I kind of borrowed her moderator, for the stream. Yeah, but like it's life. If you don't keep your eye on people, they will be recruited. And can you please introduce yourself, Philip?
I certainly can, but did you just say Anna from Ukraine is watching?
Yeah, at least I saw her in the chat.
Hi everyone. Believe it or not, my name is Philip Page. I am the sheriff. My day job is moderator on a channel called Anna from Ukraine. If you haven't heard of Anna from Ukraine, where have you been for 4 years, for God's sake? If you know Starsky, you know Anna, surely. So I am a moderator on that channel. And I kind of wrote a song, and people like the song. I'm so relieved that they like the song. Would you like me to tell them about the song, Starsky?
Yes, absolutely, because this song is absolutely freaking amazing. Frankly speaking, the first time I heard it, I realized that finally we have it, because 2004, 2005, during the Orange Revolution in Ukraine, we had this very, very famous Ukrainian hit called Razom Nas Bahato, Together We're United, Will Never Be Defeated. And it became like anthem for that revolution. And when I'm listening to your song, immediately I realized that this must be the anthem for our unity today. Can you tell us where were you when this song first hit your head, like the exact moment?
Oh yeah, I can, but first of all, can I just thank the Academy for this Grammy? And I'd like to just say to everyone, I'm overwhelmed that you should give me this award for this song. It means so much. Do you recognize this? My good friend Marcel Huguenin, hiya Marcel, 3D printed me that. Going back about 2 years, I was as invested as anyone else. Going back 4 years initially, I'd followed the war and I'd railed against it, and I was so angry all the time, and I was following it closely. I was following it on mainstream media, and then I started to follow on YouTube and find out about YouTubers, and hiya Frank, and about 2 years ago is as close I can date it, Starsky. I'm walking the dogs, and as I go along, I'm thinking to myself, Russia, you motherfuckers. And because I'm a musician from the past, as I'm walking, literally, I'm a drummer, and in time to as I'm walking, Russia, you motherfucker, and this kind of rhythm started to develop, and out of that, just a few starting lines: "Russia, you motherfucker! Did you really think Ukraine would be your sucker?" And I was not in a band anymore. I haven't played in a band for like 40 years. That's all in the past. So I couldn't do anything with it, but I knew I'd got a song in my head. I'd got the melody, I'd got the beginning of it, and I knew I could write it. And then time kind of went on, and I kept thinking about this song. It just kept nagging away at the back of me, this rap rock song that opened with "Russia, you motherfucker. Did you really think Ukraine would be your sucker?" It just kept coming back to me. So I decided, because I couldn't, I hadn't got a band anymore, I couldn't write it down with a band, I'd begin to explore other ways of making music, and that was AI. So I began using AI and experimenting with the technology, and then probably about a month ago, I just sat down and thought I need to write all the words out, and I made a big list of all the things that seemed important. And I know I've missed loads. There's just so many things, but things like "Spiderweb" had to be in there. "Glory to Ukraine" had to be in there. I had to take the piss out of the little Kremlin goblin. I had to find a way to make him look small and pathetic, which of course he is. I had to find a way to humiliate Russia and tell them to get the fuck out of Ukraine. And I wanted it to be an anthem. I wanted the chorus. I knew exactly how the chorus was going to go. "Get out, get the fuck out of here." I knew exactly how it was going to go. So out of writing all the words out, the lyrics out, I then began to record the song, again using software, and I was pleased with the finished thing. And I then very tentatively dared ask the lady who you all know as Anna from Ukraine. I personally know her as the future Mrs. Page, and I dared ask Anna from Ukraine if she would like to listen to a song, and I was really worried. I was worried that she would find it too crude, too in your face, too whatever. I was really nervous. And thank you, Samuel. Oh my Lord, love the song. Thank you. And I sent it to Anna, and much to my surprise, Anna absolutely loved it and gave it a big thumbs up, and it made my day. It really did. And during the little text conversation I had with the future Mrs. Page, I just need to take a quick drink. That's good. So during that text conversation, I actually said to her, I am kind of working on a video. I meant in my head. And Anna said, "Wow, that'd be great for the 4th anniversary." And that gave me just a couple of weeks, I think about 2 weeks. And it was a tremendous idea, of course, do it for the 4th anniversary. And that's when the real work then began, because video editing is a real nice seeing Philip in your channel. He's not on, but he also has a great sense of humour. Hello, Hassan. Thank you for saying. I'm gonna just have another little drink. I am gay for Zelensky. I need you all to know. What a guy. I am so gay for this man. And that's kind of how it went, Starsky. I'd got the lyrics out, I'd made it on the software, I'd got the song, I felt it was a good song. And I've got this tiny little channel. You know, you've got 400,000 subscribers in like in whatever 3-4 years that I've been on YouTube. I'd got up to about 6. Now,
That's a lot. That's
not
a lot.
6,000, not 600,000, I mean 6. You know, there was my mom, my brother.
Mom is always there.
You know, so it was a very small channel, but I'd made some videos that I wanted to share, and it was a cathartic experience because I wanted to let people know this is how I feel, and I'm this angry, and I'm this hurt, and I'm this upset at what these fuckers are doing to Ukraine, and I wanted to share that experience. And people that saw the videos, you know, they liked them, but of course I knew it would never go big, and it was never meant to go big. I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber. I was just trying to put a message out there. And that was the same with the song. And then I got in touch with your amazing moderator, Ali, who I know from moderation times. To match the anger, I feel the song is not crude enough. That's great. Zurimore one. That's a good name. When I wrote the lyrics, I asked myself this question: can I actually say, Russia, get the fuck out of here? Or should I say, Russia, get the heck out of here? Get the hell out of here. Shall I sanitize it? In the end, I came down on the side of, for fuck's sake, are we grown-ups? These people are sending ballistic and cruise missiles into schools, kindergartens, maternity hospitals, the children's cancer hospital for children in Kiev, for fuck's sake. So I was that wound up about it. And at that point I said, no, I don't care if I offend people. If you're offended by bad language, don't fucking listen to it. Yeah. But if you're angry and you really, really want to shout it, you've got to use your message. The words are appropriate. So I had no qualms at all at that point. And some people have sort of commented and said, yeah, but it's not going to get commercial. I don't care. You know, I'm not trying to be a pop star. I'm not trying to be number one. I'm not trying to be anything I'm not. I'm just a guy who desperately, desperately wants to help Ukraine. And I know I'm not alone. I know this community, your community, Starsky. I know Anna's community and all the other YouTubers' communities. They're full of people from New Zealand, from Australia, from Canada, from the Philippines, from the Netherlands, from Germany, from the UK. Just in the UK, Scotland, so many great people from Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Northern Ireland, England. All these people have come together and they've all got the same belief, which is this is an unbelievable injustice. Russia have broken international law. Get the fuck out of Ukraine now. Get out. You know, there are no excuses. There are no bullshit. Ancient lands. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's no justification. There is no, these are ethnic Russians. It's all bullshit. We know that. The community knows that. We've seen it. So going back to the point about the words, I did want to be very forceful. And yet I could have possibly been more forceful, but I wanted it to be hard-hitting. I wanted to tell the truth. I wanted to show they do target civilians. There are human safaris. There are United Nations reports condemning Russia that you can just Google and look up. They are monsters. They are orcs. They are fucking barbarians. And they need to be called out for that. So, no, I didn't want to sanitize it. I didn't want to use nice words. I didn't want to in any way sweeten it up. I wanted the truth. And for me, this was the truth. I'm really sorry, Starsky, I'm rambling. I did warn you. I did.
No worries at all, Philip. You know, when the song comes from the depth of your heart, when you feel something, you know, when it's not just that Scotch, by the way, because, you know, we have Brit today on the stream. When it comes straight from your soul, it always have the biggest power. And I'm sure that, you know, random Russians listening to this song, they also feel a lot of amazing emotions. And that's literally the reason this song was written. Yeah, the very message, get the fuck out of here. I really, really wished people like Trump and current White House in the United States would actually listen to this, because that's actually the proper message. When you think about this, Ukraine was invaded illegally, and Russia, known as some of the biggest adversaries of the civilized world, that is the proper message to them, to the terrorists, to the barbarians. And unfortunately, not everyone shares this. For some reason, there are people who, some widely known Epstein's friends who don't really want to condemn Russia for their crimes. I wanted to ask you this, Philip. Who was the first person you played this song to, and what did they say?
I have a feeling that I did the song, and I probably played it my wife first, and I sat her down in this chair, and I just said, I just need you to listen to this, and she was blown away. Kosovo, hello Kosovo. Ramadan Kadrio, hello my friend. Welcome to Philip's show. Yay! Sorry, Starsky. And then do you know, I think I've lied. I actually think I sent it to Anna first. I think she was the very first one. I sent it to Anna first. I was really nervous. And if Anna had not liked it, it would have ended there, by the way. It would have crushed me, absolutely crushed me, because I admire her so much. I admire you as well. I admire any Ukrainian. But I admire you guys so much that it would have crushed me, and I'd have just buried it and thought, don't be silly, that's it, gone. And she loved it, luckily. I sent it to a really good friend of mine in the Netherlands, Marcel, who made me my beautiful 3D printed statue. And I did need a few people to listen, just to give me some feedback, just to sometimes when you've lived with something and you've sung it in your head for a long time, it kind of gets stale, and you're not quite sure, is it as good as I think it is? Will it work? Is it catchy enough? Will people understand? Are those lines work? Does that make sense? So I did try it out on a few people, and the people I tried it out on loved it. And then I sent it to Ali, your lovely moderator. And I think Ali's exact words were, "Have you been drinking?" And I replied, "Well, yeah, obviously. Is it daylight?" And no, she loved it. She loved it, and then she passed it on to you, and your reaction just absolutely blew me away. It stunned me, and the overall, I have to say, I'm used to getting on my little channel. I don't advertise my channel. People just find me. They click on my little image and they, oh, what's that? He's got a video. What's that? And so I've only got like 10 videos on my channel, but the reaction of people has been massively positive. I honestly thought I would be trolled to death. My daughter, hello Gij, if you're watching, my daughter, who's in Germany, I was telling Starsky earlier, she's in Germany right now. She warned me, Dad, you know you're going to get trolled, because she thinks I'm like her teenager. Yeah. And she doesn't realise I've had a life and I've played in bands and all that sort of thing. But social media, she knows I'm not up to speed on. And she said, you know you're going to get trolled. And I went, do I give a fuck? Literally, do I give a fuck? And she said, no, you're going to get trolled. You're going to get people saying it's absolutely crap. You're going to get people saying they hate it being AI. And I have had a few people, and some lovely people, I have to say, who've said, I wish you hadn't used AI. And I've had a few great conversations with them, and I've explained to them, no, I wouldn't have. If I'd have been in a band, I would not have used AI. I love live bands. I love real people. I love playing in a band, but I haven't got a band. And so I'd got a song and I needed to record it. And for me, the message by far supersedes any other consideration. Yeah. So people can, complain and say, "Oh, it's you used AI for the music. It's oh."
Whatever.
You'll,
Phil, I tell you this like if not for a. Let me rephrase this. How many amazing, beautiful songs were never born because people who either had no band or didn't know how to play musical instruments or didn't know how to sing, they never, they never made those songs happen. And thank God that today we have such tools that actually allow us do that. Seriously, when I make metal music, I make everything using my samplers, using basically, virtual instruments besides my voice. But again, I cannot sing. I can only do whatever metalcore something. But I respect you so much. You know why? Because when you made the song, first thing you did, you started sending it to your friends and your relatives, people who are dear to you, and asking their opinion. Because generally, when you're writing a song and like mastering everything, mixing and mastering for like hours and hours, and then you think, Jesus, this is freaking genius, and then you just start like sharing it and publishing it, and people say, what the fuck is this shit? You go, you don't understand anything. This is like genius, all right? That is like Metallica right there. So you have my complete respect. I wanted to ask you another question. At what point did you realize that this wasn't just like another track, that it was gonna travel?
I'm going to give you my absolute honest answer. You did that. Seriously. I, I, Anna loved it. That was great. I was absolutely thrilled. Close friends love it. Your family love it. But, I'm dad. They're going to love it, sort of thing. So your friends are your friends. They're going to love it. They're not going to say, that's a heap of shit. They're just not going to. And so even if it was, but I knew that, they were being genuine. When Ali had sent it you and a message came back that you loved it, I honestly cannot tell you. I I was stunned, staggered, absolutely staggered, and so pleased, so pleased. I've said this to Anna. It's weird if one Ukrainian person, one, says, I love this song, it's worth 10,000 English people saying, I love this song. That's the ratio. It's 10,000 to 1. One Ukrainian is in my head and my life. Oh, you know, for a Ukrainian to like it, for a Ukrainian former soldier to like it, fuck's sake, come on. If I thought for 1 minute that some guy on the zero line heard this song and loved it, I can die happy. That's it. I'm done. Thanks. Bye.
Please don't. Please don't. We need you, Philip.
But I can, because that's it. That's it. I've achieved it now. That's it. It doesn't, if it, okay, this is just between you and I now, Starsky. All right, this is just between the two of us. I don't think anybody else is listening, right? When I was writing it, and I'm singing it myself, as you know, if you write music, so hey Russia, you motherfucker. If you really think, you're singing it yourself. You've got the rhythm, you've got the melody down, you've got the feel of it, you've got the beats. As you're doing that and working your way through it, this is weird because you keep disappearing on screen, but you're over here. Ignore me.
No, that's done on purpose. Don't worry.
Well, okay. I've lost my thread now. What was I saying?
You were saying that you were singing the song.
I was singing the song
while mixing it.
While mixing it, Yeah. Any idea why I was saying that?
Because I asked at what point you realized that this song was gonna be popular, and you said you sent it to Ellie, and then shit. Oh my
We
god,
like
dementia is fucking killing me these days. I really don't know what to do. Everything was
I
so fine, like 5 years ago. What the fuck?
wait till you get to 65. If I distract myself, it's gone. It's gone. So I can't remember what point I was leading to there, but the point I was leading to was that musically, you have this idea, you put these ideas down, you don't, you believe in them. Um, it'll come back to me soon. It'll come back to me soon. I will send the song to my friends at the front and report back. Miriam Schweingruber, thank you so much, Miriam. Please send it to your friends at the front. That would mean everything, seriously. And I will try not to die until you send it to them. And then if you can let me know they've got it. And if they hate it, don't tell me, because it'll end me. Just lie. Oh, they really loved it. Okay. Have you another question, Starsky?
Yes, I have a question. So you said that you thought in the beginning, like whether you should, use milder language and stuff. But did anyone else try to talk you out of releasing it the way it is?
No, no. But most people who know me well enough that once I've kind of committed to something, that's it. It's done. I'm not going to be dissuaded. I'm not going to be in any way. I'm not saying I don't listen to advice, but I am. Once I've worked it through in my head and decided. You were saying you were singing the song to yourself and you were getting the rhythm and singing it. I was, Elizabeth, but I can't remember why I was saying that. There really was a point to it, and I was leading to something. Um, so now, once I got the song, there were two challenges basically as well. There was the song itself, and then there was the video. And I'm happy to talk about the video if you want me to talk about the video, because
Yes, yeah, please do.
yeah. So once Anna had said to me, this would be great for the fourth anniversary, it meant I didn't have much time. One person, there's only been one person, but one person who commented on the song, and the video, and specifically the video editing. And I knew immediately they did video editing. And I knew it because of what they said. They understood that when you edit video, it's never straightforward, particularly on a home PC. And I'm just this, little guy, this old guy in Britain with his own PC and bog standard Windows 11 software, nothing fancy. We're learning about the creative processes. Catalin, you are. Hello, Catalin. Hello, it's lovely to see you. Was it Arizona? I think it was Arizona. So the first thing I had to do, and when I'd written the lyrics out, I'd got the images in my head immediately. Each line, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. But to do that on a video, you then need to grab all these disparate little pieces of video from all over the internet. And that takes a huge amount of time. So there were many late nights, many nights when I was up till midnight working, enjoying it. I don't want it to sound like a chore, enjoying it, but so many different, there were literally hundreds of pieces of video, and some of the video was a 10-second snippet, some of the video was an hour documentary. But there were hundreds all on my hard drive. And then you face this task of, okay, now I've got to take each one, look at it, trim it, get the bit that I want, put it on the timeline. And the way video editing works is you've got this multi-tiered timeline that's a vertical timeline of like video elements, titles, and then maybe sounds, and then an extra for other sounds. All of those things have to be fitted together, and you work your way along a timeline, kind of assembling it bit by bit by bit by bit, and then you keep playing it back to see if it worked. And the one night I spent maybe 6 hours doing the beginning, the intro. And after 6 hours, and it was the early hours of the morning, I sat back in this chair and I pressed play, and I hated it. For reasons I can't explain, it didn't work. It really didn't work. And I knew I couldn't live with it, and I knew it had got to go, and I knew the next day I'd got to start again, and I was gutted. So the next day I got up and I dismantled and completely eliminated it. I was burning the midnight oil to produce a great song. Thank you, Sarah. I was burning the midnight oil, and I completely started again, and it would be pointless of me to try and explain what I was doing, but I'd got footage from all different Soviet invasions going back, like, Afghanistan, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, going back in time. And it was a montage of all the ways Russia have interfered. And it was too... thank you, Monstro Lab. Inspiring story. Art is your sword. Thank you. So I had to start all over again. And I did start all over again. And what it became, if you've seen the video, you'll know that there's a beginning section that's to Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet, Dance of the Nights, is the piece of music that's playing. Finley! Up in the northern... this is Finley, and Finley's my friend from Scotland. Hello, Finley. So that beginning piece, which is by a Russian composer, Prokofiev, which is from Romeo and Juliet, Dance of the Nights, bam ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam bam ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam ba bam bam. That piece of music then led me to look at Sheriff. I'm so impressed by your artistry. Thank you, Sir Michael of Anna. Sir Michael of Anna is just a great guy. He's a Kiwi, and he's a top man, and he's a moderator on Anna's channel. And that whole new section, then I was very pleased with. I really, I thought it worked well. It showed from Lenin, and it showed Brezhnev and Khrushchev, and it showed Yeltsin, of course, very drunk. No, I didn't put every single Soviet leader. I missed 3 or 4 out. I put the ones that were really well known in. And it painted a picture up until Putin came into power, and then he morphs into the Russian flag, and then the Russian flag is covered in blood. But I will now give you an interesting, hopefully interesting little story that I asked the AI program that I was using, and I can't remember which one it was. It could have been Chat GBT, to make a Russian flag, and it did. And then I asked it to do a Russian flag covered in blood, and it wouldn't do it. It refused. It was too controversial. So I asked it to do a Russian flag covered in red paint, and it did. So I was well pleased. But here's the twist, Starsky. Have you seen the scene where Vladimir Putin is standing with blood on his hands, looking, what have I done? And he's standing in front of the Hague. That's the Hague in the background. So I created that as you create AI images. And I said, I want Vladimir Putin in a suit, standing in front of the Hague with people in the background. I built it all up, staring at his hands in horror, and it made the perfect picture for me. Fantastic. No, I want blood on his hands. Nope. Won't do it. Okay, I've got it. Put red paint on his hands. Nope. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't fall for it. It kept telling me. And I went from program, I went to Grok, I went to various others. I bought a program thinking if I pay for the program, it'll let me do anything. Nope, it wouldn't. Do you know what I did in the end to get those hands? Let's ask the studio audience. What do you think, guys? Ah, they're rubbish. Okay, what I did was I started again, and I got Vladimir Putin looking at his hands, staring at his hands, and I asked it to put a pot of red paint open behind him. Just a pot of red paint behind him on the tarmac. And it did it, and I thought, oh yes, oh yes. And then I said, could you now please make it look as if he's just dipped his hands in the paint and he's really shocked because he's got his hands covered in that paint. And it made it for me. And then I captured the image, took it into Paint Shop Pro, took out, disappeared the pot of paint, and he's left with, I love the shots. Lady Gaga, hello Lady Gaga. This video is really amazing. Shared it with a friend. I love the shots of Usyk showing Ukrainian badassery. I'm British, and when Usyk was fighting Tyson Fury for the undisputed heavyweight championship, I was rooting for Usyk. Usyk, not Usyk. Usyk. I was rooting for Usyk. I didn't want Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, to win, and I'm British, but no, Ukraine came first that night, and yeah, the shots, if you listen to the words at that point, are about, you know, this is Ukraine, you know, have some of this, and it could only be Alexander Usyk at that point, and I managed to get these shots of him, slow motion shots of him, and that worked really, really well. But that one shot, Starsky, of Putin with his what ended up being red paint on his hands, that one shot took like 3 hours. It's because I had to keep going for workarounds and trying to sort it, and that can happen in video editing. And the guy who'd commented that he really liked, and again, I know he does video editing. What he said was, not only did you get the right images, you got the timing and the structure. He made a few other comments, and I thought, yeah, he knows video editing. He's done that. He's been there and done it. And sometimes you've got this big timeline of events with multiple layers and different elements, and you make one tiny change that's at, let's say, 4 minutes. Oh my God! What is your next song going to be about? Somebody actually asked me, Anna, if I could do. Somebody in the comments asked me if I could do a Trump song, a really political Trump song, and do you know? Even though I love writing songs, I've explained to Anna earlier on. My day job, my first responsibility is to this incredible woman. I'm a moderator on the channel, and I take it really seriously, and I work at it really hard. And I have, I hunt trolls down, and I hunt scammers down, and I do it, you know, in waves during the day. And there's so many great, fantastic people on the channel, but I really put a lot of effort into making sure that. And the other moderators do. There's some great moderators, you know. There's Martin, there's Spencer, there's Rudy, there's Michael, there's Thomas. Now, they are great guys, and they all work really hard on the channel. But I take that very seriously. And I've kind of got some ideas for some songs, and I am working on another video, but it's not for a song of mine. It's just a video to a song that I know I will love, and that will mean something to people. And I'll send you the link, Starsky, when I've done it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have several more commentaries. We have Hood Souls there in the chat. Hello. But if you don't mind, let's check out several updates just real quick, all right? because we have like a couple of those. So first of all, legendary Ukrainian General Zaluzhny met Mark Burns. You all know Mark Burns. That is one of the closest friends of Donald Trump. He's pastor, and
Yes.
he was the one who actually promoted the idea of stopping all support to Ukraine and stuff. And then he went to Ukraine. He went to Kryvyi Rih, to that very children's playground where Russian missile killed a group of Ukrainian kids, and he changed his mind dramatically. And currently, he's actually advocating for Ukraine, which is again something that unfortunately I don't think that we will see coming from Trump or Rubio or whatever. But
Mark Burns came back and he really, really pushed it hard for Ukraine, and Donald Trump completely fucking ignored him.
yeah.
End of story.
Not surprised. Not surprised. I mean, he doesn't want to, to make his idol disappointed. So it's very good that we have such people again, like General Zaluzhny, who is speaking to different opinion makers. It's very, very important to have such people. We have some very, very cringy conversation. That one actually comes from social media, where this Russian person asks, "What does your flag mean?" And the Ukrainian person answers, "Sky and the crops." All right. And the Russian person asks, maybe Nazism. How fucking stupid they are. I mean, like it's there. You don't have to prove that Russians are generally imbeciles. Like people are different, but for some reason the concentration of degenerates in terrorist federation is just so fucking overwhelming. Besides that, my dear friends, we have several announcements coming from Russian media that most probably flamingos were launched from Ukrainian territory, and today Russians are expecting some very, very good time. I believe we will see more details on that. Besides that, remember, one time I showed you that cringy video where Russian missile hit a Russian residential building and 3 floors were completely burnt to ashes. And then I explained why such things happen, literally because Russians use their Panzer vehicles that are often launching their missiles equipped with that acceleration module and stuff. And those acceleration modules fucking fly everywhere, hitting Russian buildings, killing Russian people, and stuff like that. So we have another update coming from the Russian social media that is literally this very acceleration module from this missile, and that is like children's how do you call this stuff? That you sit on it and then you go wee down from the hill. Yeah. So in Belgrade, a bunch of kids were carrying this module on this stuff, and that is literally the acceleration module from the Russian anti-air system Panzer. How crazy is that? But first of all, what I feel when I look at that shit is that when you start the war in a foreign country because you literally want territory, nothing else, that is literally the confirmation that karma is a bitch. Karma will always fuck you up, and you will always bring the war from that country back to your home on the soles of your shoes. What do you think about that, Phil?
It's a recurring theme of Anna's. Have I mentioned Anna from Ukraine at all? Have I mentioned that? No, Anna from Ukraine. I'm a moderator on her channel, by the way. It's a recurring theme. Anna talks about the war coming home to the Russians, and that's where it needs to be. Russians need to be more than inconvenienced, way more than inconvenienced. That's not enough. They really need to feel the pain. I know, because I follow this religiously, I follow it closely. I follow multiple YouTubers, and I follow the right ones. The mainstream media misses out a lot, but I know Russia is suffering. I know it's suffering big time. I know its economy is collapsing, and there's lots of trolls that come on the channel, onto Anna's channel, and they say things like, "We do love Anna." Yes, we do. They say things like, you know, how come I'm in Moscow and I'm living this great life? Blah, 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 blah. No, they are, you're right, Thomas. What one sows, one will harvest, and you can't get away with that. The Russian economy is completely and absolutely, and the technical word that they now use at Moscow Central Bank is, we're fucked. That's what they are. They are completely and absolutely fucked. They have no future. They are burning through their reserves. They don't have any reserves. They're getting rid of their gold. They are having to increase taxes to get money. There is so much tension, and it is so clear what is going on. The one thing that Russia are good at is bravado. Bullshit. We're fine. We're great. We're the mighty Russian Federation. Everything's cool, you know. Now, what they're trying to do is desperately get the attention of Donald Trump, because he's a moron, make him think he's entering into a $12 trillion deal to enrich himself and his family. And if he thinks that, he will continue to do what he's been doing for the past year, which is avoiding giving Ukraine the support it needs. Yeah? 15 weeks ago now, the Pentagon approved Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. There's only one man stopping that happening. The Pentagon have said, we've got enough of them. The Pentagon have said they're good to go. You can have them. The Pearl Initiative from Europe says, we'll buy them. It'll cost you nothing. America, you can even put your 10% markup on Donald. What's the problem? The problem is he's deliberately holding things back. The big bill from Lindsey Graham, and I'm not a Lindsey Graham fan, but he's got a massive bill of sanctions. He's had it for the past 8 months. Jesus. And Donald Trump has been the man all the way down the line who has blocked it. One man. And I have many debates, we'll call them, with Trump supporters on Anna's channel, because if you're in the Trump cult, you cannot accept that this man is deliberately trying to hinder Ukraine. You can't accept that. They keep coming up with these ridiculous notions of he's playing 4D chess. He's a mastermind. He's manipulating Putin. He's got Putin. Oh, he's reeling him in. Oh, Putin, how stupid is he? They cannot conceive of the possibility that this man is so corrupt that he is actually willing to sell out Ukraine, America. He doesn't care, as long as he makes money. Donald Trump has made in 1 year $3 billion for himself, from the American people and from corruption. And this isn't rumour and gossip. This is fact. It's on paper. And anybody who says, yeah, but he's a great businessman. No, he's a 6 times bankrupt loser who never made anything like that in his whole life. So if he can't make $3 billion over the past 8 years, how the fuck can he make $3 billion in 1 year in office? And I keep having this same argument with people who put their blinkers on and they say to Anna, and this one really upsets me, Starsky, this is the one that really bugs me, stop Stop bad mouthing America. Anna never bad mouths America. You don't. America's great. There's nothing wrong with America. Americans are beautiful people. There's some great Americans on the channel, and I chat to them all the time. She doesn't criticize America. She criticizes Donald Trump, one man, one ridiculous MAGA, God knows what you call them, clown outfit.
Philip, I completely agree with you. First of all, it's necessary to trash and badmouth Donald Trump. Why? Because all successful people do that. Look at J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
Like, so it's necessary. It's actually not a lot of people understand that. And there in the chat says Donald Trump is an idiot. My friend, how can you say this? I mean, come on, we have Brits on stream today. He's not an idiot. He's a wanker. Also, we have some other commentaries. All right, I asked AI to make me handsome. I popped you, Philip.
Handsome and Philip. I've never seen that written in the same sentence. That doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. Can I say one more thing to finish my rant about Donald Trump on Anna's channel in particular? When these people pop up now and again, and there's just a handful of them, and when they pop up and say, "Don't you criticize my president?" Okay, I asked them one question: where were you for the past 2 years before Trump got in? So for the past 3 years, when Anna relentlessly criticized Joe Biden and Jake Sullivan for their escalation management, right? Where were you then? Why weren't you saying to Anna, how dare you criticize Biden? How dare you criticize Jake Sullivan? It's fine. You can say anything you like about Joe Biden. You can call him Sleepy Joe. You can do what you like. But don't you dare criticize an 80-year-old fucking incontinent, bright orange parody. Don't criticize him. Don't criticize the man that will take money from Qatar, who give billions to Hamas. Don't criticize him. Don't criticize Donald Trump, the man who is stealing oil from Venezuela and taking the money and putting it into a bank account in Qatar. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you?
And I think we dedicate like too much time to that yellow fuckery. Let's answer some questions from good people, right? So Ivona Tama asks, thank you, Philip, for this song. How did you feel when creating it?
I honestly felt I felt positive, and I know everybody who's watching now, we're all in the same community. You all do the same thing as me. You wake up every day and you think, I wish I could do more. I wish I could do something. And we donate. We wear the merch. We wear t-shirt. This is my top. And under it, I've got Anna merch. Okay? So for the past 4 years, I have never left my house unless I'm wearing something that says Ukraine. It can be a baseball cap, it can be a t-shirt, it can be a coat with a badge on it. Never in 4 years have I left my house. On my car, I've got the stickers. I send regular donations to people, and any one that I can afford, but I have a regular donation. Hello, Rudy from Grass. Hey, Rudy! I have Rudy's a moderator on Anna's channel. And he's from Austria, and he's a great guy. And he's from the same town from where Arnold Schwarzenegger grew up.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
That's the coolest. That's the coolest. So we all wake up and we do the same thing. What can we do? And I used to do this all the time. And I can give money. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. And then one day I thought, you know what? I can video edit. I can write songs. Seriously, this is going back 2-3 years. So I began to make a few little videos, and I thought, at least that's something extra that not everyone can do. We can all give money, we can all wear the t-shirts, we can all talk to people, but not everybody knows how to video edit. Not everybody can write a song. So once that idea kind of got into my head, once I was focused on that, then it takes on a life of its own. It becomes an obsession, a compulsion. So thank you very much for the question. Shall I shut up?
You mentioned, people mentioning Trump being like a 5D chess player. I just thought one interesting thing. I want to know your opinion. Like, the real 5D chess player is actually Putin the Huilo. You know why? So that deal, like that, gazillions of dollars for the Russian resources, that, by the way, nobody knows where that sum comes from. But anyways, so correct me if I'm wrong. Putin is trying to sell to the US the Russian resources to help the US with Putin's war that he started to actually save Russian resources from the United States.
Yeah. And what MAGA really can't grasp, and I actually feel sorry for them, and I'm serious. The ones that follow Anna are very pro-Ukraine, okay? But they struggle, they walk this tightrope. I instinctively know Russia, as an American, this is how they think. As an American, I have grown up knowing Russia is the enemy. But my God, my orange Jesus keeps saying he likes him and he gets on with him, and he meets him in Alaska and he shakes his hand and he smiles with him, and he says Zelensky's the dictator. And they instinctively go, but that's not right, because Zelensky is a democratically elected president. Putin's been in power for 26 years, but he's not. And they feel torn. They desperately want to support Ukraine, but they desperately want to believe still, even now, even with all the evidence of the Epstein files, and, he spent the past year trying desperately not to release the Epstein files, to the point where, Congress had to pass a motion that forced him to do it. And then when it got to the point where he had no choice, he went, yeah, I'll give you permission to do it. But it was only when Thomas Massey and a few other brave Republicans jumped on the Democratic bill to get them released. These people who believe wholeheartedly in Donald Trump and think this billionaire is on their side, these are the poorest people in America, most of them. They're either the most racist or the poorest or the richest. That's the three. Yeah? The very richest love him because he's all for giving money to rich people. The very poorest, sadly, they haven't got the education to understand what is really going on. And then the racists, well, they'll just vote for him because he's getting rid of the brown people. So they're happy. And if Ukraine gets screwed, well, we're getting rid of the brown people. That's MAGA.
Will he get rid of J.D. Vance's wife as well? I wonder.
Of course not, because you have to be a hypocrite to be a MAGA. You have to be a hypocrite. If you're a white Christian nationalist, you espouse and promote Jesus and the sanctity of life, but you're quite happy to protect paedophiles along with your boss, your orange boss. You're quite happy to bury that. You're quite happy to let Pam Bondi go in front of Congress and lie her ass off for 5-6 hours. You're quite happy to let Kash Patel pull a big blanket over it and go, it's Biden's fault.
Oh my God, like Trump wakes up in the morning, with like his underwear full of shit. He looks
Yeah,
there like, fucking Biden. Oh my God. But luckily for us, we have even more cringe coming actually from the Terrorist Federation. This one is actually really, really cool. So there on the picture, you can see Kostylov. That is the founder of Ridovka. That is like Russian propagandist resource, and he's also the employee in Russia Today. He was awarded by Putin with the order, with the medal, and recently, that's actually a huge scandal in the Terrorist Federation. Recently, he was accused of stealing 1 billion rubles from the terror Russian Ministry of Defense. How beautiful is that? Look at this amazing Russian face. That is literally, guys. Yesterday we talked about like Russian anti-heroes, or like rather Russian characters, right, in the movies. That is the face, actually, like the face that tells you bullshit, because the dude is like the propagandist and stuff. He's gonna tell you bullshit, and he's gonna snatch your money, because that's literally Russian nature right there. How do you like that? This one, we will talk about it in just a second, because that's also amazing. I don't know, Philip. I think that remember when the Russian invasion started, like year 2022, and we someone said that actually Russian corruption is Ukraine's biggest ally.
oh yeah, yeah, and I totally agree. I totally
There,
agree.
there it is.
I can remember when I first got involved in the community, in the YouTube community, and initially I wasn't a moderator on Anna's channel. I was just a pain in the arse, is what I was. I was the troll's worst nightmare. Um, was that the Russian of the bullshit Barbie? I think it was. I thought that guy looked Vulcan. He got little pointy ears. He looked very Vulcan, but I like the Vulcans, so that's not very good. Um, I've distracted myself now, and I have no idea what I was just saying.
You were saying that you got involved with the YouTube community.
Oh yeah, and I would be a nightmare. I would be the troll hunter, and I had various pseudonyms. I choose now to use my real name, my real face, because I want to do this to Russia. Yeah, fuck you. And all the Russian trolls. And I quite enjoy when a Russian troll, when I'm having a battle with it, and they're trying to tell me that Crimea this and Crimea that, and in the east this and in the and ethnic Russians, blah blah blah. Oh, it's NATO expansion eastward. Oh, and I've got all the answers now after like 4 years. I've just got a stock of immediate answers for them, and I enjoy uh, taunting them. I enjoy debating with them. And the best one I ever had, Starsky, was like a 4-day battle with a troll. And I knew he was Russian, but he wouldn't admit it. He kept saying he's American, because there's loads of Russian trolls out of St. Petersburg, and they pretend they're British, Australian, New Zealand, and American is a big one. And I knew this guy was Russian, and we exchanged arguments, and it went on for 4 days. And in the end, he went, "Okay, you got me. I admit it." Right? I'd finally. It took a long time, and he said, "It's been good dueling with you, my friend." And my immediate response to him was, "You are not my friend, Ivan." And I thought, yes, because I knew at that moment he thought we were buddies having a little debate in a pub. No, you're a piece of shit, mate. You're defending the indefensible. You're a baby killer, okay? You're a raper of women. You are a murderer, a mass murderer. You kidnap children. Go fuck yourself.
My God, I enjoy so much listening when British people curse. Only two nations curse perfectly. That's Poles, because when Polish people curse kurwa, I have like a mental orgasm, because that is just the Polish curse is something we should literally study in the universities. That's like a separate kind of art. And also British people, because like the way you do it, I don't know, that's just so perfect.
Did Operator Starsky just say I gave him a mental orgasm?
So, what more can I say? Do you remember last time we talked about the Russian principals in the Russian colleges recruiting the 18-year-old boys? That was actually a very, very cringy episode, and it's like there in the videos. But that's not all, because I said principals in plural on purpose. Because here we have this amazing lady. She is the principal in Kazansky Innovation University. Her last name is Khadiulina. Let's hear what she says. And of course, I will be translating for you, my friends, because that is just amazing.
И поэтому вы все будете отчислены.
And that is basically, it's like a recording of her speech made by one of the students. She said, you all will be, Phil, help me here. I'm losing my English words. When you get kicked out of school.
Expelled.
Yes, thank you so much. She says, that is why you are gonna be all expelled.
Вторая часть беседы с вами будет проведена военкомами.
The second part of this conversation will be conducted by the draft officers.
Они буквально сейчас сюда придут.
In just a second, they will come here.
Разговор пойдет о том, что в настоящее время наша страна
And we will be talking about the fact that at this very moment, our country
находится в специальной военной операции.
is conducting the so-called special military operation.
Стране нужны войны.
The motherland needs warriors.
В число воинов допускаются ребята, которым 18 лет.
And among those warriors, we accept the boys that reached 18 years.
И поэтому новая армия будет создана из числа тех студентов,
And that is why the new army will be created from the number of those boys
которые не могут считаться студентами.
who cannot be considered students. That's you, my dear friends. Basically, in this college in Kazan, the students are forced to sign contracts to go to war against Ukraine under threat of being expelled. Like, I think that's amazing. That is literally the reason we are running this channel, my dear friends, because you will not see anything like that anywhere else. Philip, what do you think about this shit?
A, it doesn't surprise me. Yeah. And B, it's horrifying. It boggles the mind. Who are these people? What are these people? Where is their humanity? Where is their decency? Where is, the word orc that we use, orcs, that's what they are. They are so bestial, so brutal, so just so barbaric, and it just seems to be in their DNA.
I see just a bit different perspective. I see that the special military operation goes according to the plan so much. So in 2026, the fuckers are running around like, fuck, grab mercenaries in Africa, grab mercenaries in Latin America, grab mercenaries like in Middle East, grab people, whoever you can. Fuck, we are running out of people. What about the convicts? No more convicts. They're all fucking dead. All right, grab students.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Russian war is so successful. That's the indication of that, I think.
There was a report by the BBC with Media's owner that looked into, because we all know there's the figure of 1.2 million casualties, but nobody knows exactly what proportion is dead, seriously injured, or just injured. Yeah, we can all make guesses, but BBC Media's owner made a really detailed investigation, and in that investigation, they have got the names of ones and there is definitely 100%, 180,000 Russians are dead. Now, it's more than that. It's definitely more than that. But they have the names through obituaries, through social media, through other means. They have sent 180,000 Russians to the slaughter. They're dead. That's it. They're never coming back. Gone.
Absolutely. And just to confirm this, all right, let's check out this video. Again, you're gonna love it. This is Novosibirsk, all right? Check out the amount of billboards calling to sign the contract with the Ministry of Stolen Toilets. How do you like this? You know, in Ukraine, we have that because in Ukraine, we need infantry. In Ukraine, we need to defend our land. Multiple brigades advertise themselves, and you can see that on the streets of Ukraine because Ukraine is fighting for its survival. The fuckers who only several years ago were telling everybody that literally 97% Shoigu, I'm quoting Shoigu, I think. He said 97% Russian servicemen return home, which technically they kind of do return home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is a tiny nuance. All right, and this one is just like a tiny reminder. I think it was in some of my videos previously. This one is 20th of February 2022, literally 4 days before the full-scale terror Russian invasion. That mustache man is Peskov.
К разуму, призываем задать себе вопрос, какой смысл России на кого-то нападать?
We are calling out to your sanity. We are asking, what is the point for Russia to attack somebody?
Призываем вспомнить историю, но, скажем так, с историей все-таки у них на Западе, как мы убедились недавно, не очень хорошо.
We are calling you to remember history, because as we know, on the West, you don't fucking remember history at all, all right? Let alone, the fact that Putin was saying that actually Poles provoked the Second World War, but fuck that anyways.
Но напоминаем, что Россия на протяжении всей своей истории никогда ни на кого не нападала.
But we are reminding you that during its whole history, Russia has never attacked anyone. Fucking coming from the Mustachio man himself. That is just something insane.
Россия, которая пережила столько войн, это последняя страна в Европе, которая вообще хочет говорить даже, призываем.
And this one is very funny, actually. He says, Russia, the country that survived so many wars, is the last country that would ever like to attack somebody. Wait, what wars? You just said that you never attacked, you never invaded. What the hell? Oh, that is so beautiful. Listening to Russians when they speak, especially like, the professional bullshitters like Peskov, it's sort of masochism. Eventually I think that I will start liking it because Sometimes I just have to like cry in the backseat of my car for a couple hours after, reading all the terror Russian communities and shit. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I found something really, really cool. I want to show it to you, my friends. So that is literally water, DPR, LPR, those quasi republics, and the crew of the cruiser Moskva. Oh my god, I think this is genius. This one made my day. Oh, Jesus Christ. So good. What else? If you want to laugh, my dear friends, I have something to show you as well. Do you remember, I believe last year, we have shot down the Russian Охотник UAV. It was like a stealth UAV, like the big one, that there are only like 2 or 3 in the world left. And it was shot down in the dogfight. So Ukrainians decided to put it to a good use, and again, I will be translating this video for you.
Я могу сказать, аналогов-немашняя техника.
I will make it just a bit more quiet. He says, so what can I say? This shit absolutely has no analogs.
Значит, это охотник.
This is the hunter. Basically, you can see like part of it right there.
Которых всего 3 в мире.
The hunter, there's only 3 of them in the world.
То, что от него осталось.
Whatever is left from this hunter right there.
И мы с Давидкой пришли к такому мнению.
And we, with my friend, decided...
Надо с него, блядь, трубы спиздить. А то вдруг кто-то спиздит после нас.
And we, with my friend, decided that we gotta snatch the pipes from this shed because somebody will snatch it before us. Oh my god. Why it hurts so bad? Oh my god. Yeah, so basically, what more can I say? Belgorod. Belgorod, as always, nothing changes there at all. Yeah, and actually I'm looking forward to see those the details, because most probably we will have some updates about the strike that it is taking place right now. Wait a minute. We have message that that Albashneft in Krasnodar region was hit. That is another tiny oil refinery right there. This one is coming from the monitoring community, and that's another portion of the Russian cringe right there for you, my friends. I will translate.
Меня зовут Дарина, мне 16 лет.
My name is Darina. I am 16. She's like a Russian girl working in the Alabuga factory, assembling the Shahed drones that later fly at Ukrainian houses.
И уже в следующем году я буду зарабатывать 150 тысяч рублей в месяц.
And already next year I will be earning 150,000 rubles a month, which is something approximately a bit less than $1,500 a month. I mean, you might ask yourself, like, is that a lot? Because I don't know.
Я учусь в Алабуга политех.
I am studying in Alabuga Polytechnical whatever.
Я работаю на самом крупном в мире заводе по производству беспилотников.
And I'm working in the biggest factory producing UAVs in the world. Of course, she doesn't mention that that's literally kamikaze UAVs that were snatched from Iranians. I mean, the blueprints and everything else, cause whatever. But she is 16. She's a teenager. And by the way, if you take a look at the people working there, over there, like assembling those drones, among those people, if we would zoom, all right, just a bit, among those people, we would actually see not only a Russian girl like that, teenager, all right, who's not even an adult yet, But we would also see, for example, African girls that were tricked to go to Alabuga because they were offered jobs, they were offered education in the Russian universities, and when they arrived to Russia, of course, they were sent to Alabuga to assemble those like hundreds and hundreds drones that are used to kill Ukrainian people. How do you like that, Philip?
They also, and I did read an article on this, that the African workers that were sent there were not given the correct PPE, so they have to coat these in this kind of toxic material, and I don't know what that's actually for, but that really was affecting the skin really badly. And I read an article by one African woman who'd got out, and again, this was reproduced on the BBC, where she was just desperate. She had been tricked. She did not know she was going to a factory to make basically missiles of death drones. She didn't know that was the case. She didn't know that she would then be working in horrendous circumstances, horrendous conditions, really actually poorly paid, not what she was promised she was going to get. And of course, like so many Africans that are being tricked either into the military from South Africa and other areas of Africa, they find that the reality, they literally are the cannon fodder. They're the ones that are just sent to die. They're the ones that are sent out so that we can now identify where the Ukrainian positions are, where the artillery, where the shooters are, and then we can. But they're expendable, and it's disgusting, but it's orcs.
Yeah. There's a reason we call them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I make one other comment? Because as you were doing that, there's a line in the song, and I promise you I'm not trying to plug the song here, but there's a line in the song that was critical for me. Your mothers must be so proud of you. That line had to go in because it was like, how do you excuse this? How when you press that button, when you send that Fab 5,000 fucking bomb and it destroys an apartment building, not a house, not a munitions factory, an apartment block where children are sleeping, where men are sleeping, where women are sleeping, and it destroys the whole block. It's gone. Your mothers must be so proud of you when you go home and say, guess what I did today? Murdered some Ukrainians.
Yeah. And when you think about this, like when they recruit convicts, rapists, for example, from Russian prisons, and then they fucking die, and then they put them on the plaque somewhere in the school and say, like, this is your hero, or which is even like cringier, all right? Because some of them actually don't die. They go to that school and actually explain the little kids there in the Russian school what the war looks like. They're like they honorable deeds there on the front line. That is actually very cringy. Like that is cringy as fuck to think about this. And when you take, for example, the Russian terrorists that were raping and murdering people in Bucha, imagine what they are telling to their kids when they tell them about the war, about how they bravely fight in Ukraine. Yeah, with their fucking cocks.
Can I give you the worst comment that J.D. Vance ever made? And he's made many. And when Zelensky was ambushed in the Oval Office.
Yeah. I remember that one.
And Vance, the fucker, said, when Zelensky said, come to Ukraine, you can come to Ukraine, JD, you can come to Ukraine. And he said, no, I've heard all about your propaganda tours. You fucker. Propaganda tours. Do you mean taking someone and showing the civilians that were strapped up, shot through the head with their hands tied behind the back and stuffed into a fucking well? You call that a propaganda tour? You call reality the reality of the situation. That's propaganda, is it, JD fucking Maybelline Vance?
Yeah, well,
Twat.
he said that he read stories, so he knows better. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that fucker is he's actually still triggering me. With that propaganda tour. I don't know what to say. No respect to JD Vance will ever emerge, all right, on this side of the screen. I can tell you that. But we have some good news, because actually Ukrainians set a new record. All right, just when? Just yesterday? No, actually today. So for the first time in the terror Russian history, the air alert was announced in the Sverdlovsk Oblast. That is literally 1,880 kilometers from Ukraine. How cool is that? For the very first time, not for the last, obviously, all right? but everything happens for the first time, my dear friends. That factory is a reservoir in the Russian Kaleykina oil refinery. That is literally 50,000 cubic meters. Cubic meters at the oil transporting station, Kaleykina, turned into ashes completely, from what we know. Also, we have some very good news coming from France. France will limit access to 35 garbage Russian websites and channels, according to Le Figaro. According to this media, among the websites that were sanctioned, there's Sputnik News, RT en Français, News Front, South Front Press, Strategic Culture, .su, and shit. Do you know what .su mean? What the fuck is this domain name?
.su. I don't.
So, no. .ru, that is Russia, obviously. .su, that is Soviet Union. The Soviet Union actually had its very own domain name. And of course, it was never used, because when internet arrived to the Soviet Union collapsed all of a sudden. Thank God. Yeah, thank God and all the saints. But they still kind of use .su, because they are fucking vatniks. That is literally the essence of being a vatnik right there. If you have a website with the .su domain name. Oh my God, that's just so amazing. Oh, what else can I say? J.D. Vance would definitely like to see, for example, this. So this is Bakhmut. The footage dedicated to taking Kyiv in 3 days, all right? So Russians laid a fuckload of their cannon fodder in Bakhmut. That is literally the very, very fresh footage from what remained of the town. And until this day, nobody lives there, not even dogs. So all the people moved out. Dogs, cats, they are not there anymore. There's no stray animals, maybe birds, maybe some stray orcs. I have no idea, but people don't live there anymore. And that is literally the face of the Russian world. That is literally something that Trump, J.D. Vance, Mascara Man are defending so much right there. Because, again, you remember very recently the United Nations were voting condemning the terror Russian invasion of Ukraine, and the delegation from the United States was among those countries that abstained, or abstained. I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly.
Abstained, that's good. They definitely abstained. They did abstain, and China abstained as well. And again, this was something I pointed out on Anna's channel, and I put a little wavy hand and a little message saying, "Hey, Trump supporters, guess what? Yet again, for the fourth time now, America have not at the UN supported Ukraine and voted against Russia. Why is that? Remember Russia, the all-time arch enemy of America, Russia that openly on their state TV talk about the evil West, evil America, and these morons just don't see it. They don't see that Russia, the happiest people in Russia are the ones when they've manipulated Donald Trump and manipulated America. It's bizarre.
Yeah, 100%. But my dear friends, especially those watching us from Evil West, you gotta be proud to be citizens of Evil West, because I would actually be proud of that, being called evil by Russia, because, whenever Russia says something good about you, whenever Russia says like, oh, finally, United States have the proper president and shit. So whenever Russia says something good about you, it means that there's something very, very fucking wrong with you. It means that, if you're a normal person, that should scare the shit out of you if they start saying something good about you, right? Because that never means anything good. Okay, what do we have there? Frankly speaking, I ran out of the updates so far. Okay, I'll be checking from time to time the updates on the possible strike that what the fuck, Trump is announcing special military operation on Cuba, whatever. Yeah, I will be checking out the updates on possible strikes that are currently taking place on the Russian territory. And also we have already the ballistic threat for citizens of Kyiv. There is an air alert. All right. And that's interesting. Again, that's from Ukraine. That's from Ukrainian media. I'm frankly speaking, I'm afraid to show this video, but 93% Ukrainians have sex, only 5 receive pleasure from it. What the fuck even? How the hell? What am I reading? Holy crap. Anyways, this one. Okay, whatever. That's interesting. That's good to know. All right. I would think that this evening wasn't complete without this update. 93%. Why 93? That's actually that's a lot for a population of a country. I hope that, at least in majority of cases, they do it together with somebody. Oh my god. So, do we talk about food, Phil?
Food?
Yeah.
Do you want to know the last person on earth you should talk about food to?
Because it's like a tradition. On my channel, we're definitely gonna talk about food.
You can talk about food, but I'm not a food person, but we can talk about food. But it'll be like getting blood from a stone to get me to engage with food. Is that why the sex tunnels? Is that why?
Now I understand. That's exactly the reason. And because it was shot in, this strange space with strange red lamps, because of course, you use red lamps in places like tunnels, to illuminate dark places. Yeah, that was the case. Okay, that was interesting. Talk Mermaid. What is Mermaid?
Dawn Levendula. Dawn Levendula is from the Netherlands, and she's hilariously funny. She's a big Monty Python fan. She knows Monty Python humour much better than any British person, and she's a big Marmite fan, I have to tell you. Now, in my life, Starsky, I've been known as the Marmite Man, and I've told Dawn this, because you either love me or you hate me. There is no in between. You love me, or you hate me. People either love Marmite or hate Marmite. Marmite is disgusting, Dawn. I'm sorry.
That's
Apologize.
interesting. I gotta at least Google what is this, because I know Vegemite, all right?
Yeah, it's the same thing, yeah. The Australians call it Vegemite.
British savory spread based on yeast extract, invented by Marmite Food Company in 1902.
Ah,
Marmite is a vegan source of B vitamins. B vitamins are actually very good to have, all right, because they make you grow. After 25, like, it doesn't matter anymore, but it's good to know. So yeah, that reminds me of like Vegemite right there. Vegemite is a bit like greenish, I think.
Dawn is sitting in the Netherlands now, literally salivating, watching these images, probably running to the kitchen to grab a Marmite sandwich as you speak.
You know, like in 2006, I was visited by my friends from Australia, and they brought me Vegemite. And they said, you take this shit, you put it on the bread, okay, you spread it on the bread, and then you just like eat by force yourself to eat it. Frankly speaking, I didn't hate it, let's say. But you make it out of yeast, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Bah.
That's amazing. I like the texture. The texture reminds me of the times of my youth. All right. So, what else? We have something similar in Switzerland called, I don't know how to butcher this word properly.
Okay. It's broken up on my screen. I can't. Canovi, is it?
Kenovi, I think. All right. Force orcs to eat Marmite. And immediately I recall this story that was actually like a real life story, right? That like it's almost an urban myth or frontline myth, but I actually know people involved in this. When our guys dropped the surströmming on the Russian positions, like that was Russians use like chemical weapons, but that moment was the very first case of using biological weapons on the Russian positions. But then who knows, maybe Russians were like, smells like home. So they call it cenovis. Cenovis, yeah. And if it's made in
Starsky,
Sweden,
I can actually read that. Stenovis. I can read it because I've been learning Ukrainian. I've been learning how to learn Cyrillic. So I'm proud of myself. I can Cenovis.
yeah,
Cenovis.
yeah. So if it can be found in Switzerland, then most probably it can be found somewhere here as well. Gotta check it out. What about the champagne from France?
Francois! Francois is the French dolphin. This guy is such a great guy. He's what about this champagne from France, Philip? Well, given the choice, Francois, I've got to tell you, of champagne and a good Scotch whiskey, I'm afraid I'm not that cultured enough to. France is just the greatest country. Francois is the greatest guy. There's so many lovely guys and women, Starsky, on this community. They're just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have a few friends from France. They are fantastic. I'm from the area where surströmming is made, and you did it the wrong way. Tomasz, I know, because we basically did it like barbarians. I am completely aware of that because, like, you don't freaking drink it, eat and puke it. You gotta do it properly. You gotta have like bread and. But Philip, we ate surströmming with the guys in Kiev.
This fish that from Sweden, this really powerful.
It's not considered fish anymore, actually.
Okay. It
Yeah.
used to be.
Used to be, yeah, like about 1 million years ago, before it turned into surströmming. Yeah, but the fact is, you gotta do it properly. You gotta do it culturally, because you gotta have like bread, you gotta have like potato and stuff like that. But the reason we did it was basically because we wanted to raise awareness, and of course, you do anything for amazing people on the other side of the screen. That is the reason we did it. I didn't puke. I think Arthur Rehi did just a bit. And Andrew Mercado, I'm not sure. Yeah, I can understand Arthur Rehi because he has the most subscribers among us, and though therefore the more subscribers you have, the more surströmming you had to drink, because we didn't even eat it, because when we opened the tin can, whatever was inside turned basically into this like jelly, looked and actually tasted a bit like snot. Yeah, but oh my god, I remember Angelica is like standing 19 meters away. I know because I counted 19 meters away, smoking a cigarette, and is like, I'm not coming closer. That shit stinks. Yeah, but it was interesting. I puked from the smell. Adam, I feel you, my friend. I really do. People's faces were red that. So you probably know that I had like a secret weapon, because after COVID, my sense of smell basically doesn't exist. It's dead. Yeah, Mercado ate it as well. Not ate, he drank it. I think Johnny FD tried to eat it, like the bones. Yeah, Johnny FD was probably the happiest among us, like running around. That was fun. Cheater. Yeah, I'll even eat sardines and other canned seafood, just not rotten fish. It's not like rotten, it's fermented. It still smells just a bit like sewer, but it's possible. It smells like my leather jacket still in the back of my car after that day. What about lutefisk? So as far as I understand, that is also kind of fermented fish, right? Do you know something about this one? I think like this one comes from maybe like Norway or something like that. Let me know. Pork pies or steak and kidney pudding.
Totally insane. Pork pies or steak and kidney pudding. Totally insane. Do you mind if I just talk, Starsky, and cover this one?
Absolutely, please do.
Totally insane. I'm gonna let you down big time now because I'm a vegetarian. So pork pies, or I don't eat meat, and I haven't eaten meat. My goodness me, for most of my life, I haven't eaten meat, and I'm even bordering on vegan. So pork, I can't make that decision. That's Starsky will have to do that one. I can't do it.
Pork. Just adopt my dog's philosophy. If you cannot eat it, you can still roll in it. Yeah, that was my dog's philosophy as well.
Yeah.
I recall like when I was a teenager, my previous dog, Donna, she was like this big Rottweiler. I was 55 kilograms. I was like a tiny teenager. I was like 55 kilograms. She was like 58. And we had this like big green area in front of the house with very, very tall grass. And time to time, local alcoholics would get vodka, would get some kind of fish, and they would just sit there, relax, have vodka, and they would also throw the fish around in the tall grass because, like, generally, it's biological, right? And my dog absolutely loved freaking roll in that shed. Oh my God, she would go there, she would find the place where they were drinking and eating, and she would freaking roll in there, and she enjoyed that. And generally, I don't know, I admire dogs for being, so cheerful, and they just enjoy life, and then you enjoy freaking watching them. I miss my dog so bad. I just got done cooking clams. Now I don't want them. All right. I have a bunch of shrimps actually in my fridge. What else? Dogs like the attention 100%. Yeah, if you roll in it, you will keep the Russians and everyone else away. On the other hand, I'm not sure, because Russians actually smell a bit like that. Because when I start reminiscing the smell of, the remains of that fish in the grass, that's approximately the way Russians actually smell. In Hostomel, there were several houses where they were stationed, and then I been renting a room in one of those. And sorry for disgusting you guys, but the smell of shed and cock, that is literally the smell of the Russian world, and it would stay there in the corridors for like fucking year. I go outside, I'm like, I can feel the smell of Russian world, and whatever they do, they fucking washed the corridors. So it took more than a year for this smell to just disappear. That was just so gross.
Rusky Mir.
Yeah, but it's like that wherever you go. Like in our barracks, after Russians were staying there for like 1 month, we had to freaking clean everything with fire to get rid of this shit. Like in the Russian positions, in the Russian trenches, in the school where they were occupying the school, their mortar units, and this is how dogs, the predators, hide their own smell from other animals. On one hand, that's kind of smart. On the other hand, imagine, for example, like a deer, all right, on a pasture somewhere, eating grass, and the deer is like, kind of smells like dog, Not sure, maybe just hallucination, and then immediately, fuck, now it smells like fish, so bad. Like, what's the logic? I don't know. I remember what surströmming smells like. Yeah, smells like the back of my car, seriously. Like Brandon gave me a hug back then, and my leather jacket, I just keep it in the back of my car just in case, in case I run out of all other clothes. So, Philip, I have kind of tricky question for you, all right, regarding the song. When people hear Get Out, 10 years from now, what do you want it to feel like to them?
Wow, that's a great question. I'd like to think that 10 years from now, the way some songs do, they take you back to a point in time and they give you that wake-up call and that reminder, and make them just remember. because 10 years from now, yes, the Russian Federation will be finished. They will be, the vast majority will be living in poverty of orcs. And Ukraine, I have no doubt, none whatsoever, will be this vibrant, prosperous European country that's a NATO member, that's a member of the EEC, and is just growing and expanding, proliferating, and going from strength to strength. So I would like to think that, yeah, they will look back and think, fuck yes, remember that? Whew. Yeah, when we had to get them the fuck out. Do you remember the neighbours, the fascists next door? Do you remember them? Yeah, who could ever forget? So that would be a nice thought that 10 years from now, when I'm, old man, just, Now I'd like to I'd like to think that, yeah, that they look back and think, yeah, we're glad we got them the fuck out. We're glad Europe woke up and realised that Ukrainians are dying every day to defend democracy, to defend Ukraine, to defend Europe, to defend international law, to defend all of the proper and right humanity, just to protect humanity, for fuck's sake. And people should acknowledge this, and so they need to look back and remember that that's what Ukraine sacrificed.
Yeah, and a very, very good commentary there. 3 days in Russian time, 5 years.
Hello, me duck. It's Gilbert Gilbert's. That's me duck. It's
It's crazy to think about this. Exactly 4 years ago. Exactly 4 years ago, we were in the besieged Kiev, and I literally had no idea that destiny somehow makes me get acquainted with amazing people watching us right now, with people like you, Philip. That was something absolutely insane. I had no idea, and probably neither did you. And now looking back at those times, that is something that I cannot say it's like distant memories. I still feel like it happened yesterday, because frankly, I'm not used to the civilian life yet. All right. But at the same time, even despite the fact that we know each other, and our dear family there in the chat, that we know each other due to the tragedy, but this tragedy also brought something very, very important into my life personally. It's you, my friends. And you are the people who always inspire me and motivate me. And basically, you are the reason why I'm running this channel. And with that, oh my God! We almost made it like to the end of the stream. It's like 1 hour 58 minutes. With that, my dear friends, I think it's a good opportunity to call it a night. And also, Philip, would you like to say something to our dear family and people watching us right now, and people who will be watching us tomorrow?
Oh my goodness me. Please listen to the song. Please watch the video. Not for me. I'm not monetized. I don't make money out of it at all. But I do want it to spread. I want it to go as far as possible. I want everybody singing. Get out, get out, get the fuck out of here. So please do that. The message needs to be passed on. Russia is a state sponsor of terrorism, full stop. It's as simple as that. The war needs to end this year. This needs to be the final year. They're broken. Their federation is broken. Their economy is broken. Their military is broken. Everything is bullshit. Everything is bravado. They're going down. They will go down. 100% they will. So please pass this song on, get everybody singing it, Send it to 10 people you know and tell them to send it to 10 people they know, and let it go around the world. Let it become a great chant. Please do that for Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Philip. Thank you for this amazing song. And things like songs will be there when we are no more.
Yeah.
You know, and what you did, what you created will actually live for many, many years and decades and probably even centuries, because the history is happening right now, and we are watching it, and we are observing what is happening. And these moments, they will never be lost. They will be always remembered. So thank you so much, Philip. Thank you for this amazing song. And also big thanks to our moderators. Big thanks to all the members of this channel. Big thanks to all the dear family there in the chat. And big thanks to everyone who will be watching us tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and hopefully later. So, saying that, Philip, please don't run away. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Treat yourself with something good, definitely. We all deserve that. Especially now, it's almost midnight, so it's like proper time to raid your fridge. And be safe. Slava Ukraini.
Heriam Slava.